Hi, welcome to Golden Years. I'm Lori Betts. This month, my special guest is Connie Costanzo, and she is from WestPoint Wealth, and she's going to give us some tips on money. So come on back, and we'll learn all about saving and annuities.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back to Golden Years, and I am interviewing Connie, and thank you for joining me this month.
Thank you for having me.
And we're going to start out, we are going to be talking about investing in annuities, but I want to know, tell my viewers, what is your background?
So my background, I have a real strong financial background. I used to do mortgages. A long time ago, I had a company here in Brunswick, Sincerity Financial Group on Pearl Road. And so I help people purchase and refinance mortgage loans. And I did, real good with that. I loved it. I loved the one-to-one with people. So, and then the market tanked.
I was going to say the market was probably lower at that time.
And it was like somebody turned the spigot off for mortgages, for purchase and refi. So I held on till about 2010. And then at that point, I had to, find something else. So that was a real hard point in my life because I had to let something go that I really, really loved. And but you learn a lot of lessons when you go through those hard times, right? So from there, in about 2010, I went to First Federal of Lakewood in Lakewood, and I was in the commercial loan department. And I did commercial loan closings. So I learned all about commercial loans, how to do a commercial loan, and worked with business owners who I have a love and a passion to help because they're hard workers. If they're a small business owner, they wear a lot of hats. And there's many things that we as financial advisors can do for business owners because a lot of times they have to, usually maybe they'll do a simple or a SEP. They can do a 401k depending how many employees they have. But I have a very strong residential, mortgage background. And then I would say about 8 years ago, I thought since my husband and I were getting ready to retire soon, although not me, but he is very much looking forward to it. I think I'll always work because I just love it. But I thought, I need to learn about investing because I need to set us up for a real good retirement. So I started reading a ton of books and just immersed myself in a lot of the great investors of the world, Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, Carl Icahn, and how do they invest and what are the things, that they do. So I thought, should I make a career change? So several years ago, I did pray about it and I said, okay, I think this is what I should do. And I haven't looked back. I really do love this. I love financial planning. It's amazing when you can help people take something little and just grow that,
Oh, yeah. And especially in the senior world.
So I do a lot of seminars trying to teach seniors or even, I gear things to women, but our conversation today is going to be about seniors. And so I do some seminars to help them because they have questions about, what is the smartest thing to do with my money? Do I even have enough to retire? So real quick, financial planning, that's all it is I like to take a look at the whole picture for you. So a lot of us have a checking account, a savings account, we have life insurance, maybe we have a Roth, we have our Social Security we know is going to come, and then maybe we have that 401k or pension. So it's so helpful to have somebody look at that and bring it all together. And a lot of times it's just a matter of reallocating what you already have going on. Like maybe you have too much in your savings that's right now making 0.010 on that money, where we could keep that money there, keep some of it, but take some of it and put it in something else that can provide more of a return for you.
Right.
So, and for seniors especially, I think as we get older, we worry about what? We worry about protecting our wealth. So
True.
there's things we can do for that, and there's, you know, there's a couple different things. An annuity is one way to protect wealth. You want to protect your house, right?
True.
So, and then they worry, you know, what if I have to go into assisted living or even independent living? How am I going to pay for that? So it's always better to meet with me before you need that, because then we can take a look at, well, what do you have? What assets do you have? And how can we make it work for what your goals are, you know?
And then through that conversation, you get to know the client.
Right.
And then they warm up to you and they say, okay, this is what I have right now in my funds,
Right.
and this is what I get in every month.
Right. So my first appointment with someone will always be just a coffee chat or iced tea or whatever. And then I explain just that, what I just explained to you. So here's what I could do for you. And then they'll decide if they want to move forward. It's a very, you know, casual conversation. Hopefully it helps. If they want to move forward, we'll make another appointment and talk about exactly what they do have. You know, the different financial vehicles that they have now, and then we'll move forward from there, you know.
And I know they say you should always, when you're talking retirement, you should always have a game plan when you retire, so you know how much funds you have to work with, and you need the extra money to have more money to pull out of. Is it ever too late to start a game plan?
Yeah, I would say it could be too late if you're already in, if you already, say, have dementia or Alzheimer's or something, then that's too late. But I can work with the children of those people.
If they want their children involved.
If they want their children involved, you know.
And a lot of, because I know a lot of seniors do say, because I've heard that for years, I want money saved for my children, you know, because I want to leave them something. I have to leave them something.
Right.
And in today's world, I mean, so many adults, the parents, are helping their kids, you know, so, and their kids, so their grandchildren, you know, they're living with their grandchildren to support them. So, I mean, seniors have to realize they have to come first.
That's such a good point. And that is, so I want to say to all the seniors, don't worry so much about your kids. Once they get to a certain point, you want them to be self-sufficient. You know, you don't, and you have to, it's great. We always, as parents, right, we want what's best for our kids, but we can't sacrifice our own retirement.
Exactly.
Nobody's going to fund that for us. So we have to take the responsibility and fund it for ourselves. And it's okay. The kids will, you know, they'll be fine. And they'll learn that, you know, that they can't depend on you. But that's our job as parents, right?
Correct.
We have to, that's, you know, I think what God wants us to do. Help them to be independent so they're not relying on us so much anymore. And then we shouldn't feel guilty about taking care of our own retirement.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because number one, too, being as a senior and when you're looking at your funds, you don't want to stash that money away for your kids. I mean, you have to spend your money, too, because you have to enjoy life. I mean, because that could be gone in a heartbeat.
Right, but we'll always talk about ways to, so maybe you have, so for instance, can I share a little story with you?
Sure.
So there was a couple that I met with last night who are in their 65 and 66. And so they have plenty funds, but they didn't know it, they didn't realize it till we met last night. So that's part of the joy of what I do, to be able to tell them, hey, look, you have, here's these 3 pensions that you guys have. Look, this is what it's going to bring to you. They happen to have an annuity that they don't need as income. So what we're going to do for them, and I'm sharing this because this could be relevant for other people. So this annuity, we're going to put it away on the shelf, so to speak. If they need income from it, we can turn it on and bring them the income, but it doesn't look like right now they're going to need it. So that's something that they can leave for their children if they don't.
Good
so
point.
little extra things, we'll always think about legacy if it's important to the client. Each client is so different.
Oh,
So sometimes
right.
sometimes you get a client that says, oh, my children are doing just great. They don't need a thing, but they still usually want to leave something, But whether that's a life insurance death benefit or whatever, we figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's good. And me, who is like, I'm not a money person, so I wouldn't know, where to put the monies,
Yeah.
for your best profit,
Right.
and down the road. So that is your expertise.
Right.
And that's why the people have to believe in you, because you sound like you would be very understanding with them and say, this is black and white. These are your figures. This is your income.
Right.
What can we do?
Right. So when you need a house built, who do you go to?
A builder.
A builder, because they know what they're doing.
Exactly.
So you go to a
Exactly.
financial advisor to, we know different things. So you don't know what you don't know. And I don't know what I don't know about building a house. And so I rely on their expertise.
Exactly, yes.
And that's why it is a trust thing too, because you always want, a thing that I'll bring up is that I'm a fiduciary. So what does that mean? That means that I always have to legally have my client's best interest at heart. And that's just naturally who I am. I always have their best interest at heart. I'm always going to give sound advice. So yeah, that's important, an expert in what you're doing, because you as, somebody as a senior, they just don't know the different things that might benefit them more.
Exactly.
So that's the fun of working with, someone like me who can really help steer you and guide you. The choice is always yours, but I'm here to guide you and answer
Exactly.
questions and educate,
And you're the planner. So you are going to have all the good tips.
Right.
All right, Connie, we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
And then you're going to explain to my viewers what an annuity is.
Oh, okay.
And then we're going to be right back. So come on back and we're going to learn some more.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hi, I'm Lori Betts. Welcome back to Golden Years. I am interviewing financial planner, advisor, Connie, and she is giving us some tips on where to invest your money. So it's not all just sitting in one fund when you could be making more money in a little pot off to the side that when that rainy day comes, you might have to start pulling it. So I want to ask about annuities. Are there different annuities? I mean, there's just so much out there.
Yeah.
How would a person know?
So people often say, I've heard annuities are good, but I heard annuities are bad. And so I say to that, yes. So some people are just, oh no, I heard annuities are bad, you know. But there are good annuities, and then there are bad annuities. And I think that the good annuities would be, my favorite annuity, honestly, is an equity indexed annuity. And so let's real high level explain what an annuity is. So if you have money in the stock market and you're getting to be 65, even 50, even in your 53, 54, 55, that's a great time to get an annuity, because what you're doing is taking some money off the table. So let's say you have $200,000, let's say you have $300,000 for retirement. You could take a piece, and it's all in the stock market. So what you might want to do is take some of that off the table, maybe 100,000 even. Take that off the table, and when I say that, I mean take it out of the stock market and create certainty for yourself. When you put that money into an annuity, an equity indexed annuity, you protect the principal. So an equity indexed annuity has an upside to it, but there's no downside to it. So let me explain that. So when you take it off the table out of the stock market, you need to know that it's not going to make 15% for you or 8%. It might make 8%, but that would be pushing it. You're looking at more like a 2 to 7%. But each year, an equity indexed annuity, so let's say the stock market goes up 7%. Let's say it goes up 10%. It's easier math. So 100,000, that would mean that your annuity during that year, it's calculated year to year, so you made $10,000 on that. So next year, you start your annuity at 110,000. Now the market totally tanks that following year. You're safe at 110. You're going to ride that 110. So it protects your principal. So now another thing that annuities will do, so they don't grow as fast as if you're in the stock market, but they are a surety for you, a certainty. So another reason people get them is to take an income from them later on in life. Right. And you can do that, and you will know exactly what your income might be at the point you want to start taking the money. So an annuity is a very nice vehicle to use to protect what you have.
Okay.
So, yet leaving some in the stock market so that it can grow. But a financial advisor, you know, can guide you, again, as to how much makes sense to do and, you know, diversify your money.
And the stock market has always been iffy, up and down.
Right.
So I could see where the annuity would be a very
It
safe
gives people
way.
peace of mind, you know.
Oh, sure, because
knowing,
they know
okay,
it's there.
Yeah, they know it's there. They know that when they're ready, it's going to be there. Whereas the stock market, the money you have can go up and down, like you said, and it will, realistically, right? It will. So then you have this other bucket that you can pull from.
And you could pull from it any time?
Well, you want to decide. That's where a financial advisor's advice is going to be golden for you, because, you know, if you need the money, you can pull it. There's certain, you cannot pull it before 59 and a half. Yeah, so there's certain rules, you know, that you have to go by, but it's money that you're putting aside for when you do retire.
Okay, all right.
So.
Now, just like every bad apple, there's good doctors, bad doctors, you know, good car dealers, bad car dealers. How do you know if you're choosing the right person?
Yes.
Financial planner. What should they be looking for?
Yeah, that's an awesome question. So really, go with your gut. I would always say, go with your gut. You have that inner, you know, you want somebody who seems smart, right? You want them to know what they're talking about. You want to hear what they're saying. If there's something that maybe you disagree with, or you need to voice that to them, because they need to know. and then how they react to you. So it's all, I think, about, that feeling. Do you think you can trust them? And a good financial advisor will meet with you once a year. I think that that's really important. Yeah. And I think that it doesn't matter how much you have to invest. So some financial planners won't even look at you unless you have $500,000 or more. So it's just all your feel for that financial planner. But that financial planner should absolutely be in touch with you throughout the year, whether that's through email or just, checking in with you, so that you feel like they're taking care of you. They need to be active they're managing your money.
Right.
That's a big thing,
definitely.
You know, so you want somebody that you feel very comfortable with, and that grows with time. And you can always change. So you hire a financial advisor, and you haven't heard from them in 5 years. So
I think
that might be time
a red flag.
Take a look at somebody new. Someone who will engage with you
And then when you're doing the interview, I mean, if you're fearful of asking questions, or if the person agitated that you're asking or questioning, then that's not a good sign either.
Right. Absolutely.
Because you have to reach that comfort zone, because you're talking dollars. You're talking your hard-earned dollars where you want to put it safely.
Somebody told me once, nobody will look after your money the way you will look after your money.
What?
Right?
Yeah.
But if you get a good financial advisor, so what I would say is look after your money, even if you have a financial advisor. Be aware of what's going on, and if you get a good one, they will help you look after your money as well, and give you ideas, and take good care of you.
Yeah, because shame on the person if the senior puts the money in a pot, and like you said, doesn't hear from the guy, gal. Well, then you need to be proactive and say, okay, how's my money doing? Do I need to move it? Do I need to reinvest?
Right.
You have to be helpful in the situation.
Eyes wide open.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And have just that comfortability that that they have your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
And and you develop that with time. That's not something that is immediate, I don't think, but you do. After a couple conversations, you should feel comfortable, and then just grow. I love my clients and growing. You grow closer every year.
Oh, I'm sure.
It is a relationship that you build, and that's probably the thing I love most about my job.
Very, and I can tell you do.
Yeah.
And then when you sit down with the people too, I mean, when you said that you ask them, the questions and how much ballpark they want to invest or put aside, they have to know like monthly, because every 30 days these regular bills come at your door, and you have to have that money to pay out along with your groceries, gas.
Right. So we do that full thing. So we'll
look do you?
At,
the full circle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the full circle. So our second appointment, if you want to move forward, after that first just get to know you, the second appointment is actually getting more into, well, what are your bills? What's the car payment? Do you have a house payment? When will the house be paid off? We ask a lot of questions.
And you have to.
And we have to.
You're up front and everything's on the table.
Right,
oh, yeah,
right, to best serve you. So, and sometimes when they get to be seniors, it might not even be that they're putting money aside anymore. They could be, for absolute sure. But it might just be allocating it where it's going to be best for them, and, watching it grow, and looking after it. I always say, we're going to look after your money, together.
Well, that's good. That should be your goal and their goal.
Yeah, right.
So what good advice would you like to leave my viewers?
So, good advice that I would like to leave would be to get a financial planner. Some financial planners charge a fee just to sit down with them, which is invaluable. So
in the long run,
I would say, yeah, it really is. So even if they charge a fee, I would say it's worth it. it's so worth it to have that extra objective pair of eyes on everything you have going on. And then they can give you some great advice, you know, so.
Because if you're so focused on paying your bills and you want that money for your kids, your set of eyes looking at it, it's like you can put this money aside, like you said, on the shelf.
Right.
And make it grow without affecting your daily or your monthly
Budget. Right. So, yeah, exactly. So, and not all financial planners charge that fee. I give complimentary first meetings. But it's so good. That is my best advice for you. Definitely, if you don't have a financial planner, reach out to one. They can be such a huge help for you. And peace of mind, bring you that peace of mind and the security that, you know, yes, you worked hard, now you're gonna retire. You know, that's a great feeling.
It is, and that you can enjoy your retirement because you have the funds to support your new lifestyle.
Right. And if you don't, you want to know about that before, right? So even, you know, so my perfect client probably is in their 40s to 65, you know, because you need to plan, you know, for those years. And you want to know if you have a gap before you reach there. But it's never too late. You can always, you know, we usually can always try to work some good stuff and make it work for you.
Well, good. Well, thank you for joining me this month.
Thanks so much for having me.
So if you want a question answered, you could call Connie and she'll give you an answer and hopefully lead you down the right road.
Sure, I would be happy to.
Thank you.
Yeah,
and
thanks so
thank you
much,
for
Lauren.
joining us on Golden Years this month. And we'll see you next month.
When emergencies threaten, you want to know immediately. In the City of Brunswick, residents receive alerts from Code Red. The Code Red service works with a database of phone numbers of Brunswick residents. Depending on the size and scope of the emergency, Code Red alerts either all of the city or just the part that is affected.
This is a Code Red message from the City of Brunswick.
As a city resident, you also have the opportunity to add warnings about severe weather, such as tornadoes, thunderstorms, or flash floods. If you want to be sure that you are registered, or if you want to add or change your notifications or phone number, we encourage you to visit the Code Red website. You'll find a link to Code Red on the city's website, www.brunswick.oh.us. Just click on the button for complete information and options.